Welcome to the Ford CIF Southern Section Basketball Championships in the Open Division. We're back in the San Fernando Valley tonight as Harvard Westlake hosts Mater Dei. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. This is the Professor, Paul Westphal. These are two tremendous teams, both squads with a chance to get to the CIF finals.
Yes, they do, and let's start with Mater Dei. Everyone should have known better, especially me. Mater Dei comes in as the 7 seed and knocks off on the road the number 2 and 3 seeds, and they're 1 win away from their 3rd Open Division final in the last 4 years. But for Harvard Westlake, they're in the Open Division for the first time. So they're looking at a chance with a win tonight and some help from others to play in their first Open Division final. And Randy, led by those 4 seniors, they've got the experience necessary to pull the biggest victory in school history.
Devin Askew's a senior for Mater Dei. He's coming off a 43-point performance, and Paul hit 14 of 18 shots from the floor.
Well, they really needed him against Rancho Christian, and he's such a good player that the cream rises to the top in big games, and Devin certainly saved his best game of the year for just when they needed him the most. He may need another performance like that tonight if they're going to advance.
When you talk about quality big men in the Southern section, it starts with Mason Hooks, big number 44 for the Wolverines.
Well, he's old school big man. He plays with his back to the basket. He can score with either hand. He's a tremendous rebounder and an excellent passer. And he might have to have all 3 of those skills at their highest mark tonight if Harvard Westlake is going to advance.
It's Mater Dei and Harvard Westlake, the starting lineups and the tip-off next on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
It's not pretty good or nothing. It's not acceptable or nothing. And it's definitely not close enough or nothing. Mercedes-Benz SUVs were engineered with only one mission in mind: to be the best. In the category, in the industry, in the world. Lease the GLA 250 SUV for just $299 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Hi, Wingstop.
Thanks.
Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it, and neither will you. When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Experience an unforgettable train ride. Learn more at PacificSurfliner.com.
Experience Angels baseball and cheer on your favorite Halos, including the reigning American League MVP, Mike Trout. Enjoy unique giveaways, family-friendly events, exciting opponents, and more. Tickets start as low as $10 per seat per game. Call 714-4-ANGELS or visit angels.com to purchase your tickets today.
What kind of a person are you?
I think I'm pretty much like you, only successful.
Seinfeld, tonight at 11 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
The CIF Southern Section Ford Open Division Championships on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com. Mater Dei, the Trinity League champions, come in with a 24-6 record. The Mission League champions, Harvard Westlake, the Wolverines, they're 24-5. And the starting lineups are brought to you by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com.
For the visitors, the Mater Dei Monarchs, they'll have Devin Askew, Ryan Evans, Harrison Hornery, Wilhelm Breedenbach, and Nick Davidson. That's the starting 5 for head coach Gary McKnight. In his 38th year, he's the winningest coach in California prep history. And for the home Harvard Westlake Wolverines, it'll be Holden McRae, Spencer Hubbard, Truman Gettings, Brace Dotton, and Mason Hooks. That's the starting five for Dave Revivo in his 5th season as the head man at Harvard Westlake.
It's Mater Day at Harvard Westlake, and the professor has the keys.
Well, let's take a look for the visitors, the Mater Day Monarchs. Everything is not askew, and that's Devin Askew, and he had 43 as we talked about in the win over Rancho Christian. But you know, when he's not in double figures this year, Mater Day is undefeated. That's right, undefeated. So let's see if they can get balanced scoring tonight. And then I'm just wild about Harrison Hornery, after a stretch of 12 double-figure games in a row, is averaging just 7.5 points over the last 4. He might turn up large tonight. Now let's look for Harvard Westlake, the home team. They have to beat Holden to defense. That's Holden McRae. He'll be guarding Askew at least some of the time, and he's going to have to be connected to Askew all game long. And then Freemason, not the secret society. They got to get Mason Hooks to play his maximum game tonight, and that's by giving him the ball. Feed the post all night long from start to finish. Good things will happen for the Wolverines.
Mason Hooks, big number 44 in the middle for Harvard Westlake. Wilhelm Breenbach in red, number 32 for Mater Day. They will jump center. Final game in pool play. Hooks controls the tap. Dotton, 2-0 Harvard Westlake.
Full court pressure coming from the Wolverines. This is a bit surprising, and it might have surprised Mater Day a little bit as well.
Dave Revivo practiced that earlier today. They want to put as much pressure on Askew and make him work as possible. This is a comfortable Mater Day team, though, very focused. Breedenbach on the baseline. Oh, that's a terrific move, but he missed the layup.
Oh, gosh. Everything but the finish for Will. He's coming off subpar games for his standards in both of the first 2 Open Division playoff games, where we saw him get only 1 point against Centennial.
Yeah, 1 foul shot in the 3rd quarter in that big overtime win against the Huskies. Davidson with that beautiful skip pass to Breedenbach. Bouncing to Evans. Ryan Evans, the first goal for the Monarchs.
Very nice off-the-ball cut by Evans, normally known as a standstill shooter from around the arc. That time, a sharp cut, right on time, the delivery, and the easy one for Evans.
One thing that is very noticeable, these are 2 fine coached basketball teams. Hubbard from downtown. Yes.
That's big for him. He doesn't look for his shot a lot, but hitting the first one means Mater Day will have to guard him out on the perimeter. He might be able to blow by or create some drive and kick.
To your point, he only averages 7 points a game, Hubbard, but he has 5 assists per outing. Here's Askew all the way with the left hand and the goal. Oh, that was spectacular.
I'm not sure how you stop that. I mean, that's his offhand. You get him to go toward his left hand, and he just rises above.
Hubbard for 2 in a row. Gettings battling inside. Truman Gettings rejected by Breedenbach and taken by Askew. He feeds Davidson. Deflected away by Hubbard, but a foul on Spencer.
Good hustle, though, by Hubbard. He was staring at a 2-on-1 break with Askew leading the break, so you got to play the ball, but then he quickly recovers, and I thought he got a lot of basketball there, and so did Spencer, but he'll send Davidson to the line.
Nick averages 8 points and 5 rebounds per outing. Was terrific in the game against Corona Centennial.
Yeah, in a sluggish, as we take a look at Dave Revivo in his 5th season. But Mater Day was sluggish in the first half against Centennial, and without Davidson's 13 points, they might have had a hole they would not have been able to recover from.
First 2 for Nick Davidson at Mater Day with the slim 6-5 lead. Scoring the last 4 to gain the advantage. Hubbard again is the setup guy. He's a terrific point guard.
Yeah.
But he double dribbled.
He should have just, because McRae was going to come and get the basketball, so Hubbard, a rare mental mistake for a really smart player. He could have just let McRae come and retrieve that.
Yeah, their win over Rancho Christian, he got injured late in the game, hurt his ankle, missed a couple minutes, and the lead dwindled down. He came back in the 42nd mark in the game to finish it and did a great job at the end of the game as Ryan Evans does what he does best, hitting a three.
That is big for Modern Day because he has struggled from the outside with the exception of a couple of key baskets against Centennial.
Hooks with that jump stop in the lane, turnaround jumper, no good, and Breedenbach cleans up.
One and done that time. Good rebounding position for Modern Day. They had two on the glass.
Breedenbach for three. Gettings fending off Hornery for the board. Good ball movement.
Yep, take your time.
Air ball by Gettings. Again, Modern Day looks so comfortable in this atmosphere.
Well, they're so tournament tested, and they played so many big games over the careers of these five out there on the floor for Gary McKnight that playing on the road in a hostile atmosphere doesn't bother them.
Askew off balance, banks it in. Now, do you think he intended to bank that in? I didn't.
Because he turned and shook his head like he didn't, and that means he might still be in that zone he was in the other night.
2 for 2 tonight, coming off the 14 for 18 performance at Rancho Christian. Hubbard on the baseline, the floater. And Harvard Westlake down by 6, not hitting shots early.
No, after making their first one, now they've just made one basket in about the last 5 trips, and you know you better stay connected to this guy.
As soon as you say that, Evans shoots the air ball. How rare is that?
Very much so, and even I think Ryan is probably as surprised as anybody, because if you allow him to set his feet and get the ball the way he likes it, he's a devastating outside shooter. Westlake catches the break there.
Yeah, Ryan already has 5 points in this first quarter, so that is a rarity for him to misfire like that. Holden McCray rattled it in and out. And Askew, good rebounding guard. Holden McCray picked his pocket. Hooks.
Offensive foul, I think.
Nope, it's going the other way. Hooks scores, and he's fouled. That's physical basketball from Mason Hooks. 3:35 left. Opening quarter. It's the Monarchs by 4 on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
The Toyota Tacoma has everything you need for your workday. And everything you want for your weekend. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Kids can't learn in classrooms that literally make them sick. But aging California schools expose students to toxic mold, asbestos, and lead in the drinking water, increasing risks for asthma and even cancer. That's why I'm joining teachers, nurses, and firefighters to say yes on Prop 13. 13 fixes local school buildings, removes hazardous materials, and upgrades emergency systems for the next natural disaster. For safe schools and healthy kids, yes on 13.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Travel by train to Southern California's top destinations. Book today at PacificSurfliner.com. We just saw the power of Mason Hooks getting the and one. Such a strong move to the goal.
Oh, my God. Like a Mack truck. He just kind of bulldozed Breedenbach on the baseline. I thought that was an offensive foul. Ref saw it the other way. That's one of the tougher calls in basketball always. But Hooks realizing that the outside shooting for the Wolverines not so good after making the first one, he was determined to make this one from a lot closer.
Mason's a 70% foul shooter, shoots 63% from the floor. And an uncontested rebound for Will Breedenbach.
They'll try to pull Hooks out from the lane area defensively, and that should result in some opportunities for the longer Monarchs like Davidson and Horner.
Backdoor Askew. Oh, that was nice from Brace Dotton to contest that shot. Cameron Thrower, number 24, big-time scorer off the bench for Harvard Westlake. Dotton in and out. Tipped by Gettings off of Davidson to Harvard Westlake.
Harvard Westlake really struggling from the perimeter as Coach Rubino made the substitution that you mentioned, Randy, by getting the offensive force, Cameron Thrower, into the game. He's improved so much from his freshman to sophomore year. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't run something specifically for number 24.
Aiden Prukop and Logan Cremonesi have come in for Mater Dei. This is Cremonesi going against Hooks, and he draws the offensive foul. Good job by Logan right off the bench.
Well, I think the Mater Dei coaching staff was so irate after the first knockdown by Hooks that they sort of bought that one. I'm not 100% sure that Cremonesi was stationary on that. But,
inside of 3 minutes left, opening quarter. Mater Dei by 4. Askew from deep. And Hooks, a good rebounding center, who's averaging 11 boards per game.
It's a good sign for Harvard Westlake that Askew finally missed one.
Thrower no good. Rebound Gettings. Dotton's knocked down by Cremonesi. It's a physical first quarter.
Refs got their work cut out for him tonight. This is an inadvertent trip by Cremonesi. You'll see Gettings. He's won a couple of 50-50 balls already tonight. And then the loose ball picked up by Dotton and tripped by Cremonesi. Non-shooting foul.
Gettings in the traffic lost the handle. That was worse than the 405 in there.
I can speak of that, yes.
Askew again between the rings, and he's very composed. We'll set it up. Prukop, who's been terrific in the tournament, says he's very focused with his shot currently. Askew feeds Breedenbach and stolen by Hooks. Here's Cameron Thrower the other way, behind the back. Hinton. Yes, the 3-ball for Adam Hinton, and the fans love it here at Harvard Westlake.
The depth of Harvard Westlake. Off the bench, they get a couple of baskets.
Prukop fails, and a chance for the Wolverines to get the lead. Lob inside, Gettings right there, puts it in. It's loud in the building in Studio City.
That can't make Coach McKnight and Coach Quinn very happy. Breedenbach got beat down the floor by Gettings. No excuse for that, Will. You got to get down there and get defensive position established. But Gettings looked extremely charged up.
Devin Askew in the corner to Prukop. Made a nice catch just to receive the ball. Cremonesi thinks about the corner 3.
Yeah, he won't shoot that one.
5 on the shot clock. Prukop. And Hinton quickly to the ball. Dave Rabiba wants his team to go up tempo with a minute to play in the quarter. Thrower to Gettings.
Good
deflected
play.
Out of bounds by Ryan Evans of Mater Dei.
Good play by Evans. Mater Dei's defense has been solid most of this first quarter.
There's our officiating crew, Ernesto Rodriguez, Dion Hickman, and Ryan McCormick. Ryan's in the middle of your screen there. Tall drink of water. That official obviously played some basketball.
No question about that. We have a nice crew here tonight. I know these 3 gentlemen, and we're in good hands tonight, as we should be for a game of this magnitude.
12-11, home team. Thrower looking around for help. He finds it in Spencer Hubbard.
They got Cremonesi, who's given up about 3 inches and quite a few pounds against Cremonesi.
Hooks, great move inside. Oh, he missed the layup.
Oh, and then he fouls in frustration, and that could prove to be large because he needs to be out on the floor, and he gets his second here already in the first quarter.
Yeah, normally Mason puts this away. But the big factor is the fact he's got a second foul. And Mason Hooks is going to sit.
Yeah, they'll go a little smaller for at least the end of the quarter here and maybe the beginning of the second quarter, trying to buy some time. Now, if I'm Mater Dei, I'm going right into the paint.
Well, Jacob Huggins, the freshman who they're very high on here, has checked in for Mason Hooks. Huggins is 6'7". Askew with a nice kick out to Davidson. Hornery. And Hubbard at 5'8" sneaks in there for the board.
Excellent help defense that whole possession by Gettings. He sloughed off his man a couple of different times to clog the lane.
Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Thrower all the way. Yes. Oh, the finger roll was beautiful for Cameron Thrower. Harvard Westlake with a late charge has a 3-point lead. The bench comes in and contributes for the Wolverines. After one, it's Harvard Westlake by 3. The game of the week from Pacific Surfliner on KDOC TV.
Performance meets efficiency in the 2020 Nissan Altima, featuring the world's first BC turbo engine that can adapt in an instant to give you power when you want it and fuel efficiency when you need it. This is the 2020 Nissan Altima with BC Turbo, one of Ward's 10 best engines. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Altima.
Take a look at this. Tom Steyer.
Tom Steyer.
Surging in Nevada. This is working for Tom Steyer. Surging in South Carolina.
I don't think it's just resources.
Surging in 2 new polls out of Nevada and South Carolina.
Polling at double digits, up 11 points from October. That is dramatic.
I'm saying we have a broken government. That's what's going on in Washington, D.C. It's been bought by corporations. And my question to the American people is, who do you think is going to change that?
I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message.
Next Saturday on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week, don't miss the CIF LA City Section Championship. Action starts at 7:30, live only on KDOC TV Los Angeles.
The CIF Southern Section 4 Open Division Championships on the Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Get incredible year-end savings on a reliable new Toyota. Well, you want to finish quarters strong, and Harvard Westlake was able to do that at the end of the opening session.
Well, the substitution, as you referenced before the end of the quarter, Randy, bringing in Thrower and Hitton paid immediate dividends for Coach Rabibo.
Askew is going to be all CF, no question about it. He's a Kentucky commit. Crashed hit by Cremonesi, got it back. And again, Mater Dei doing such a great job getting the ball back. Nick Davidson on the offensive glass.
Well, you see what the absence of Mason Hooks does to the defensive rebounding capabilities of Harvard Westlake. Mater Dei with multiple crash attempts. They don't even care if they come over the back because they know that without Hooks in there, they've got a very good chance to keep the play alive. Don't know how long Coach Rabibo can sit Mason. I imagine he'd try to buy like 4 minutes or so if he could.
Davidson has 4 points in this first half. 14-13, Mater Dei by 1. And now it's Harvard Westlake with a scant 1-point lead. They've gone back and forth here tonight. Hitting from deep. The rainbow 3 rattles in and out. Gettings battling. We're going to have another whistle and a foul against Mater Dei. And Logan Cremonesi.
Truman Gettings has been impressive here in the early going. He is battling for every rebound, every loose ball, and many of those are 50-50 balls, and he is just, with will and strength, he's yanking that ball into his own possession.
Speaking of Will Breedenbach is back in for Mater Dei, and Cremonesi goes out. By the way, Truman Gettings has really improved in recent games for Harvard Westlake, although in the traffic there, unable to convert. Askew with that long pass broken up beautifully by Holden McCray.
Great hustle by McCray. That would have been a 2-on-1 had that pass got to its intended target, and he rose up and knocked it away.
Cameron Thrower back in. Finds sophomore for Harvard Westlake. Askew. Rebound, put up and in by Hornery.
That has to be troubling for Coach Rabibo. That's 2 straight possessions where Mater Dei didn't really put much of an initial shot up, but able just to corral the offensive rebound and get something out of nothing.
Hubbard from downtown. Got to be that temptation to bring Mason Hooks back if you're the coach.
I would think if it gets out of hand, maybe 6-8 points, you'll see Hooks off the bench.
Backdoor Askew. Contact, but no foul.
And what a good play by Gettings to challenge that.
Wolverines for the lead. Cameron Thrower was wide open. They played off of him.
And with Hooks out, those are the kind of shots you're going to get, and those are the kind of shots you're going to have to make, at least one out of every two.
Hornery, beautiful move on the baseline. Harrison Hornery looks nice. He is a solid player.
And he's kind of been troubled the last 4 games, and when he makes one, then things kind of open up for Harry. I wouldn't be surprised to see him assert himself now the rest of the quarter.
Hubbard, stutter step. Holden McCray back outside to Gettings. Brace Dotton, straight as an arrow, but too strong.
They've had 3 straight clean looks, and they haven't made a one, and Hooks is at the scorer's table.
And that is no shock. They need him back in the lineup. That's what Mater Dei can do, though. Hornery from deep. 20-14, Mater Dei up by 6. Trying to go undefeated in the pool. Going back to the huddle for Mater Dei, Breedenbach was limping.
And undefeated in the pool play on the road. I mean, don't bury the lead there.
We're going to have the first ever SoCal Basketball Hall of Fame. Some of the inductees are on your screen, including Paul Westphal.
Well, and that, of course, is not me. That is the Paul Westphal that actually had a vertical leap and a jump shot. The outstanding player for Aviation High School, and then USC, and of course a great career in the NBA. Gary McKnight, much deserved. Miles Simon, former Mater Dei great. Some tremendous names on there: the Collins twins, Bill Walton, Jamal Wilkes, and Myers Drysdale, Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie. Oh my gosh, some of the best female players I've ever seen in my life, and then some other ones as well. My good friend Frank Burleson for a Lifetime Achievement Award, and well deserved. My good friend Tracy Murray as well. These are people that have contributed mightily to basketball here in Southern California.
Another one is Marcus Johnson, the great Crenshaw star who had an unbelievable NBA career. Thrower just fell down and lost the handle. Hornery bouncing to Evans, blocked brilliantly by Hinton. Dante Russell has it. He's a backup point guard, a young player. We're going to have a timeout as Ryan Evans slow to get up underneath the basket.
I'm not sure why you would call timeout on that. I mean, Harvard Westlake had the basketball. And Evans got up. He just took a little while to get up. So if I'm Dave Rabibo, I'm asking, why did you stop our 5-on-4? Excellent play, though, by Hinton as he timed the bounce pass and the leap. But on the right of your screen, Evans is still down over there, and that's a little bit of a head-scratcher to me.
Crew cop in for Evans. There's Ryan. Got a quick 5 points early to jumpstart the Mater Dei offense. 3 minutes into the second quarter.
Now Hooks has to play smart.
Thrower. Again, they're not hitting the perimeter shots. They had a game earlier this year against Santa Monica. Wolverines don't want to talk about it. They were 9 for 55 from the floor, and that was a head-scratcher. Normally, they're a very good shooting team.
Yeah, and that was just so early in the shot clock. I'm not sure why you would launch one from 25 when you still had 20 left on the shot clock, but...
Crew cop on the wing. Hornery, rebound Breedenbach. He's underneath. And he draws the foul. Very patient play by Will Breedenbach.
Will's got great footwork. He's got kind of Kevin McHale-like moves. Don't get crazy out there and think I'm comparing him to Kevin McHale. But he has the ability to spin either way, keeps his pivot foot firmly on the ground, doesn't travel, can finish going either right or left.
Averages 12 points and 7 rebounds a game. Can score at all 3 levels like many of those players that are playing up front for the Monarchs. Gettings back in for Harvard Westlake. They're going to have to start to play through Hooks, even though he's got those 2 fouls. They need his production, Harvard Westlake.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them put Mason at the high post. He's an excellent passer, and oftentimes he and Gettings can get some high-low activity going on. So let's see if they try to put Mason up around the free throw line.
Trying to post him up inside.
Got to be careful, though, with that shoulder.
Great move in the reverse layup from Mason Hooks.
Nicely done. I think the modern-day defender was setting up to absorb that shoulder. Had he continued to go to the right hand, he spun back the other way.
Askew for 3. Right in front of the Harvard Westlake bench.
And he's such a streaky scorer that every time he makes one, it sends a little shake into the opposing team.
Whistle.
We got a foul off the ball. What do we got here? If that's on Hooks, and I think it is, oh my goodness gracious.
We're going to take a break. Mason Hooks is going to take a break. Dave Rabibo doesn't like the way things are going. His team is trailing by 9 at home on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Really, I don't need all the hoopla.
What do you mean?
You know the cars that drive like 1,000,000 miles an hour?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, beautiful winding roads.
Never another car in sight.
Yeah, just give me a car that looks good, drives great, and is reliable as the day is long.
Yeah, and just give people the numbers on it, plain and simple.
Exactly. That's all I need.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah, this is great. It's not complicated. Yeah, I like that Toyota.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
You okay? You guys okay?
Great seats.
Yeah, it's a whole different game when you sit down here.
Family Guy, tonight at 10 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is presented by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com. So Mason Hooks, the view may be beautiful, but inside the building you can see Mason Hooks is just not happy with the foul situation. 3 big personals.
Oh, and he's such a smart player. I mean, the young man's going to Princeton, for Pete's sake. And I just thought he would do his best to avoid any potential call. So we're gonna take another look here and see when we get a chance as to what that third foul was, because it was off the basketball, and that is really a game changer for Harvard Westlake.
Lead is 9 for the Monarchs. 25-16 is the score. Near turnover by Prukop. Hubbard trying to peck at it and deflect it away, and does. Greenbach into the backcourt. He's trapped. And a whistle before the steal and dunk by Huggins.
We're going to get a foul, I think, on Huggins for raking Greenbach across the arm. I think that might have been watch Hooks number 44. No, he didn't do anything there. Not sure what, well, we'll see if we can sort this out, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter because Hooks is sitting on the bench with 3 fouls. Now, at the other end, Mater Dei's in the bonus for the rest of the half.
26-16, the lead is double digits. And again, you have to respect what Mater Dei is doing here. 3 true road games, tough atmospheres at Corona Centennial, Rancho Christian, now here tonight at Harvard Westlake. And they're unfazed.
Yeah, they weathered the first punch from Harvard Westlake. This with the Wilder Fury fight right in front of us. These 2 heavyweights, another offensive foul going to go against Harvard Westlake.
Yeah, Gettings knocked down Hornery.
Over the years, almost Duke-like. Nobody takes charges quite like Mater Dei. They work on it a lot in practice, very good at doing it. If the referees are in that mode to call that particular collision charging, did Hornery set himself after the guy was up in the air. Nonetheless, it goes as a charge, and that's about the third one against Harvard Westlake here in the first half.
Excellent anticipation by Gettings, thwarting that attack by Mater Dei.
Where's the offense going to come from for the Wolverines?
Doughton had his pocket picked beautifully by Prukop. Hayden goes all the way and missed it. Foul. It looked like Hornery came over the back, and he did.
Yeah, and that should be a technical for him volleyballing the kind of the picnic bump serve back to Ernesto Rodriguez. Nice restraint by Ernesto not to tee him up. But that's something that, you know, if a team that's taller is going to crash the offensive glass like that, oftentimes they're coming over the back. But if the referees kind of get caught up in the action and don't call that, then the taller team has free reign to crash. And that time they got Hornery for coming over the back.
Wolverines 24-5, went undefeated in the Mission League, but their offense has been stalled here in the first half. Gettings against a triple team somehow got it back outside the thrower. Very fortunate to get the ball back. Still 15 on the shot clock for Hubbard to set it up.
Yeah, this is where Hubbard's got to do something creative. He knows he doesn't have his best scorer in there.
Hubbard for three, and again, not close on the perimeter jump shots.
No, they are really, nobody is shooting the ball with a great deal of confidence.
Oh, what a wonderful look. Davidson with the layup, but Devin Askew has eyes in the back of his head.
A magic pass by Askew, complete no look right over the head of the defender to the cutting Mater Dei Monarch.
It's a 13-point lead. Thrower banks it in. I really like him. He's a natural scorer, young player, terrific athlete, low-keyed, hard-working player.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one by the time he's done. Now, if you're Harvard Westlake, you'd like to cut maybe 4 or 6 points off this deficit going into halftime.
Davidson fails with that try. Wolverines back the other way. Hubbard. The trailer is Doughton, and they play a two-man game. Doughton for three.
Man, and these are guys that normally make those, and they're just not going in.
Hubbard's a pest, and he's a tough guy to play against. Terrific steal. McCray for three. Oh. Didn't get it there.
No, they're all taking turns. No, Ernesto got that wrong. That's Harvard Westlake ball, and he knows it.
He's smiling about it. He knew he pointed in the wrong direction. 29-18. Favor of Mater Dei.
But everybody, all of the wings, the talented wings for the Wolverines are trying to do too much right now. You're seeing open looks, but they're not coming within the flow of the offense, and so the shooters aren't really in rhythm. We've seen 4 or 5 miss this quarter.
Down by 11. Hubbard looking to penetrate. Skip pass, McCray, and he drives the ball. He's underneath, and he missed a layup.
Oh,
boy, they're missing some easy shots. Yeah. Of course, Mater Dei's very long inside, and they can really bother you.
Yeah, they're in the heads, I think, of Harvard Westlake at the moment.
Askew all the way, spins it up. Thrower comes down with it. Final half minute of the opening half.
I would play for one here. You wanted to get a little closer than that, but you don't want Mater Dei to stretch this out to 13 or 14. Yeah, Dave Revivo and I are on the same page. No point in rushing it. Let's see if we can get this into single digits.
14 on the shot clock, 16 on the big clock. So they're going to have to turn the shot before the final buzzer. Thrower with a step-back three. And it gives Mater Dei some time. 5 seconds for Askew. He gives it beautifully to Cremonesi, who dunks it. Oh, again, Devin Askew with a wonderful feed, and the Mater Dei fans love it. Oh, the Monarchs supremely accurate with the way they move the basketball and feed their big men. And Cremonesi is the beneficiary. It's the Monarchs by 13 at the break.
Get to Nissan now for big President's Day savings on our entire lineup, like the award-winning Nissan Rogue and Altima. It's car buying season. Hurry to Nissan, official partner of the NCAA. Get a low $199 per month lease on the 2020 Altima, or get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue. Get to Nissan now.
It's the fight of our lifetime.
where we'll make a stand for honesty, national unity, and basic decency. So here's the thing. Whoever steps into that ring with Donald Trump better win. Because what's at stake is nothing less than America. So now, who do you think is tough enough to go the distance?
I'm running to defeat Donald Trump and put the United back in the United States of America.
Exactly.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message. Experience Angels baseball and cheer on your favorite Halos, including the reigning American League MVP, Mike Trout. Enjoy unique giveaways, family-friendly events, exciting opponents, and more. Tickets start as low as $10 per seat per game. Call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com to purchase your tickets today.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I guess you say what can make me feel this way, my girl.
Room for 7 and much, much more. The first ever GLB. Lease the GLB 250 SUV for just $419 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Welcome back to Harvard Westlake High School. I'm Paul Westfall along with Randy Rosenblum. This is the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week here on KDOC. Mater Dei with a dominant second quarter, outscoring Harvard Westlake 20-4 to take a 13-point lead into the intermission. Earlier today, Randy had a chance to speak with the head man from Harvard Westlake.
And welcome back to the Dave Rabibo Show. He becomes the first coach this season to be here twice. This is your time slot.
Very, very honored to be with you and great crew. I appreciate you guys coming down.
Well, obviously, you're on for a second time because your team's playing good basketball and you're in the Open Division with a chance to go all the way to the finals. But I want to talk to you about what you've created at Mater Dei. You've helped Coach Devin Askew when he's playing AAU basketball. He's the guy you have to handle tonight.
Yeah, Devin played for me with Team Why Not. Incredible competitor, great player, somebody who just rises to the occasion. And he was a pleasure to coach, and I'm sure he'll be a nightmare to go against.
How old was he when you coached him?
Last summer.
So you know about it right about now, so you're really into it. All right, let's talk about the Open Division. Your thoughts on this format?
I like it. I think it's great. The idea that you're playing for something still, even in pool play, and at the end of the day, you're always playing for pride. We compete to play against the best, and you're playing in the best division in the state, and it's incredible. It's a great opportunity, and we're thrilled to be here.
Truman Gettings, to me, is an unsung hero. You have Mason Hooks up front, gets a lot of attention, and is a great big man, but Gettings, the junior, does a good job for you.
Truman's really come on as the season's progressed. Just really finding himself, figuring out how to play. Two bigs together is a unique dynamic, especially in Southern California with the basketball dynamic being what it is. And I think it's taking some time. He's also continued to grow, and he's been a huge factor in our success this year. But as is other guys, every night there's been a different guy to step up and rise to the occasion, which I think is what helps make us the team that we are.
You always have to have a good point guard, it seems, in tournament play. Obviously, Devin Askew's a point guard and does a great job for Mater Dei. Your player, the senior, a lot shorter, Spencer Hubbard, outstanding.
A complete warrior, has grown so much in his time with us. A 3-year starter who really understands the dynamics of the game, running a team, controlling the game, and understanding what the game is asking. Something we've asked of him, and we've asked a lot, and he's risen to the occasion and grown so much, and I couldn't be more proud of one of our players and his growth.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks to Coach Rabibo for his time. He's got some work to do in that Harvard Westlake locker room as his Wolverines trail Mater Dei by 13 at the half. Mater Dei with a buzzer beater at the end of the half to take that 13-point lead. We'll be back with some more halftime stats, highlights, and analysis. It's the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC. Mater Dei up 13 when we return.
Hey, man. What are you doing?
I'm looking at my new Toyota.
Looks more like you're taking it easy.
I am taking it easy.
In your easy chair.
At the We Make It Easy sales event, they made it easy.
Did they throw in the chair?
No. I bought the chair.
It's a nice car.
Thank you.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, Wingstop.
Thanks.
Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it, and neither will you. When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
I work hard and I want my money to work hard too. So I use my Freedom Unlimited card. Even when I'm spending, I'm earning 1.5% cash back on everything I buy. Earning on headphones. Earning. Still earning. Always earning.
I don't know where you're pointing.
Not that one, the big one. You can't sneak a good earning opportunity past me. In fact, I got a hand modeling gig that starts right now. Earn 1.5% cash back on everything you buy with Freedom Unlimited. Ooh, my hands look good. Chase, make more with yours.
Performance meets efficiency in the 2020 Nissan Altima, featuring the world's first BC turbo engine that can adapt in an instant to give you power when you want it and fuel efficiency when you need it. This is the 2020 Nissan Altima with BC Turbo, one of Ward's 10 best engines. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Altima.
The Monarchs, like a well-oiled machine, cranked it up in that second quarter, outscoring Harvard Westlake 20-4. They were terrific, and I'm sure the highlights and stats will showcase some of the skills they showed us, especially in that second stanza.
Well, like Piranha, as soon as they saw blood in the water in the form of Mason Hooks going out of the game with 3 fouls in the first half, Mater Dei just turned it up offensively. They began to crash the offensive glass. They got points in the paint. Harvard Westlake struggled from the outside, and that's an understatement. There's Evans knocking down a long 3 for one of his early baskets. But with Hooks out of the game, Harvard Westlake couldn't buy a basket. And when you got Askew banking them in from straight away, one highlight for Harvard Westlake all game long has been the play of Truman Gettings. But it's been really difficult for Harvard Westlake to score the basketball here in this first half.
There was a 3-ball from Adam Hinton, but not very good shooting by Harvard Westlake throughout that half. And there's Thrower getting one to fall. That was that last play of the half, the pinpoint aerial from Askew to Cremonesi. Statistically, again, poor shooting for Harvard Westlake. And you look at Devin Askew, 7 points, 3 rebounds, some assists. Evans with 5 early points. You see Hornery, Greenbach, and Davidson. Just great balance throughout.
Well said, Randy. That's been when Mater Dei, I think, has been at their best. I mentioned it early that when Askew scores less than 10, Mater Dei's undefeated. They're 9-0. That means Askew's spreading the ball around and making everybody happy in that Mater Dei 6-man rotation. When you've got 5 guys within, 3 points of each other, that's pretty good balance. On the other side, Harvard Westlake, you can see everybody's struggling. These are guys that average double figures, and nobody anywhere near double figures for Harvard Westlake in that first half.
And he had just 1 rebound for Hooks to go with the 4 points. Of course, he was straddled with the 3 fouls. Let's see what Hooks and Harvard Westlake can do in the back half. They got a lot of homework to do. Down by 13 on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Meet the first ever Mazda CX-30. feel alive.
Kids can't learn in classrooms that literally make them sick. But aging California schools expose students to toxic mold, asbestos, and lead in the drinking water, increasing risks for asthma and even cancer. That's why I'm joining teachers, nurses, and firefighters to say yes on Prop 13. 13 fixes local school buildings, removes hazardous materials, and upgrades emergency systems for the next natural disaster. For safe schools and healthy kids, yes on 13.
Southern Section Ford Open Division Championship. By Wingstop. Open order online at talking about Harry Hornery. He had 7.7 pounds. Really nice job for Modern Day. What are the reasons they have this comfortable 13-point lead?
Well, one of my keys to the game was concerning Harry Hornery. He's a lot better player than he has shown in the last 4 games, where he's averaged just a touch over 7 points per game. But he's one of those guys that if he doesn't make a basket early on, he sort of gets lost in the shuffle. But if he makes a couple, then suddenly the confidence builds and he starts doing everything well, and that includes defense and rebounding. And when he made that first shot, I thought, well, Harry might be starting. And then he made a 3 soon after that, and he was very much engaged in the Modern Day offenses instead of just floating around. So just another thing for Harvard Westlake to have to deal with, the fact that if Hornery's going, that means Askew is going, that means Evans is going. About the only Monarch who didn't show a lot of offense in the first half was Prukop, and we know he's capable of 10 points in a quarter.
Harvard Westlake has the basketball to begin the third quarter. And Hooks is starting with the 3 fouls in the third quarter. Their star needs to get it going. Doughton is rejected by Askew. Brilliant play by the guard. Evans had it deflected away, and a kicking violation. It'll go the other way to the Wolverines.
Great hustle on both ends. First, another superb defensive play by Askew. We've seen him in these playoffs blocking shots from distance, but Hubbard never quit on the play. Evans was headed for a layup, and Hubbard chased him down from behind and saved the day.
Where will the shots come from? Gettings on the side against Breedenbach. Before he turned to make the shot, foul on the ground on Breedenbach.
Better spacing that time by Harvard Westlake. In the first half, whenever the bigs tried to take it off the dribble into the paint, the Modern Day help defense was only a step away, so it was easy for them to clog the lane. If you can have spacing, then you can get some one-on-one matchups for Gettings and Hooks.
Give Modern Day a lot of credit defensively. They've gotten in the face of Harvard Westlake. Not easy for the Wolverines to make shots. Hubbard down low to Hooks. Terrific move. Went around Davidson. Breedenbach tried to help out. Hooks is fouled. I like his aggressiveness, but he's got to be very careful inside with those 3 personals.
Well, and he was that time. Watch here as he doesn't use his normal straight-ahead, bulldozer move there. He was able to slide step a little bit to avoid the direct collision. Coach McKnight, although thinks he plays a lot of bully ball and should be called for a foul every time.
5 points for Mason Hooks. 3 fouls on Will Breedenbach.
Yeah, he picked up 2 in the span of about 30 seconds.
There's that feather touch from the big man.
Just one stop at a time if you're Harvard Westlake. What you'd like to do here in this third quarter is try to cut this thing down to a couple of possessions.
Deflected away, out of bounds. It'll be retained by Modern Day. Terrific hustle by Holden McCray and also Spencer Hubbard of Harvard Westlake.
Hubbard's played well defensively all night long, but that is indeed how you get back in the game. It's not all jump shots and runouts for dunks. It starts on the defensive end.
Got to try to slow this guy down. Devin Askew, because he controls the game. Hornery, yes.
Oh, that is dangerous for Harvard Westlake. Hornery is in rhythm tonight.
He has double figures, Hornery. He has 10 points. Lead is up to 14. Hooks the kick out to Gettings. Well short on the jump shot and out of bounds to Mater Dei.
And Mater Dei will give him that until he makes one. That's not his best attribute, is the 18 to 20-foot jumper.
Plain and simply, the Monarchs shooting better from the outside, much better than the Wolverines.
Yeah, no question about that. And, it's just one of those nights.
Breedenbach down low to Askew, who's right there, and the finger roll for two. Great feed from Will Breedenbach.
Yeah, the Mater Dei bigs pass the ball so very well, and nice off-the-ball movement by Askew. On a curl off a nice screen, he had a step on his defender, and that's an easy one.
Hooks against the double team, and he's accustomed to that. He's seen that much of the year in the Mission League. Of course, Mater Dei, the champions of the terrific Trinity League.
Oh, if he steps forward, that's a layup.
Talking about Holden McRae there, elected to pass it. 8 on the shot clock, Hubbard. And it still won't fall from outside for Harvard Westlake.
Yeah, it's absolutely frigid shooting for the Wolverines.
And Askew at the other end putting on a clinic. Devin Askew showing everyone why you feel, Paul, he'll be the Orange County Player of the Year.
Well, he's just so skilled, and that's not an easy shot. Absorbs the contact high off the glass. He's special. It's one of those guys who just oftentimes is the best player on the floor. And if you have the best player on the floor in any given game, you have a chance to win.
Looking for his 12th point of the night, Devin Askew. This is a clinic indeed by Mater Dei. It's not easy to come in here against a Wolverine team that's 24-5, and right now Mater Dei's got him by the neck by 19.
Well, they had 14 points, Harvard Westlake.
Hooks going inside, barreling inside, and he's fouled by Ryan Evans. But again, you're seeing what Hooks is all about. He's said, forget the 3 fouls. I got to go to work.
Wow, that's a borderline call there, and Coach McKnight shaking his head, wondering how is that not a charge. But fortunately for Harvard Westlake, it didn't go down that way. But as far as we'll get another look at it, and wow, that looks more like a charge than some of them I've seen. But it goes the Wolverines' way. But they have 6 points, Randy, since the first quarter. They had 14 after 1. Now in the last 11 minutes, they have 6 points. I mean, you just can't win when you can't put the ball in the basket.
Gary McKnight saying, how's that a foul on our guy? And Gary McKnight's going into the Hall of Fame, the Southern California Hall of Fame, and well-deserved. 38 terrific seasons, 91% is the winning percentage, and that'll be in late August in Anaheim. He'll be inducted.
Well, and he should be in the National Basketball Hall of Fame. He's been a nominee many times. And when you win over 1,100 games, when you win 91% of your games, the 11 state titles, 23 CIF titles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, how Gary McKnight is not in the National Basketball Hall of Fame is a bit of a mystery to me.
Hooks 1 of 2, and I agree with you that he should be in the Naismith Hall of Fame. I think there's only 4 high school coaches in it.
But
one of them's Morgan Wooten.
And deservedly so. But Gary's record stacks up with all of them.
Askew spinning around behind the back. Boy, Devin Askew's got all the moves and all the artillery to fire away offensively and move it around. Here's a rare stop for Harvard Westlake. But they got to get it going at this end. Can this 3-ball go? Yes! For Adam Hinton. That's his second triple of the night.
Much needed. I think Coach Rabibo wanted to put full court pressure on there, and everybody ran down court. Because even after a made 3, Coach was upset, stomping his feet over there on the Harvard Westlake sideline. I think he wanted full court pressure.
Askew with the penetration to Breedenbach, and he's cut down.
That's on Hooks.
And it is Mason Hooks' 4th foul.
And he lost his footing. That's just unfortunate. That's the danger of playing with the 3 fouls. Sometimes you get inadvertent fouls, and here's one. He just lost his footing. He didn't mean to roadblock Breedenbach, but now he's going to have to sit for the better part of, I would think, 7 or 8 minutes.
Replaced by Jacob Huggins. Mater Dei requests the timeout with a 15-point lead. And boy, you got to feel pretty good about your chances if you're Mater Dei trying to get to the CIF Southern Section Open Final. We'll take a break. The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
I don't know, but let me get up there and give it a shot. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. Check this out.
Wow. That's a good-looking truck.
No, that's a good-looking deal.
Yeah, but this is a ton of truck for the money.
I mean, no one builds a tougher truck.
Power, performance, this Toyota's got it.
And with an offer like that, this baby's mine.
Yeah, okay, maybe. We'll see.
No, we saw it and it's mine.
Okay.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Tom Steyer will beat Donald Trump on the economy. His People Over Profits plan makes a living wage a right, creates thousands of good-paying green jobs in California, and provides a 10% tax cut for everyone making under $250,000. Tom's plan also makes healthcare a right by adding a public option to Obamacare, protects union-negotiated plans, and ensures Californians can make their own healthcare choices.
I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message.
Next Saturday on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week, don't miss the CIF LA City Section Championship. Action starts at 7:30, live only on KDOC TV Los Angeles.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. All right, Professor, how do you erase a 15-point deficit against a hot basketball team with your best player, number 44, Mason Hooks, on the bench?
Well, you got any more obstacles for me to try to coach through? And
I may come up with a few.
And Coach Revivo as well. I mean, it's going to be a mountainous task because Harvard Westlake's not making shots. If they were trading baskets and you could ratchet up the defense and maybe throw a little junk press at them or something in order to turn Mater Dei over a couple of times. But Harvard Westlake's just not scoring the basketball. 24 points halfway through the third is so far under their norm that somebody's going to have to just get hot from three. The three ball is the great equalizer, and without Hooks inside, their points are going to have to come from outside.
Hornery short, taken by Hinton, and Harvard Westlake and Spencer Hubbard up the floor.
So run your offense, have some pin down screens to get people out on the perimeter with clean looks. One basket at a time, because you're not going to score inside against Mater Dei's length.
Hubbard will take the three and get it.
There you go.
Spencer Hubbard. The lead is a dozen. They're still within contact. It can be done, especially on your home floor.
Well, and here comes the full court pressure designed just to mess up Mater Dei's rhythm a little bit.
Greenbach with a very difficult shot. That's one Will probably shouldn't have taken. Here's Gettings running the floor. Great save to Huggins, who missed the layup.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You got to finish that one.
Yeah, you're right. When you get an opportunity like that, especially down by a dozen. Of course, Askew is so composed and so under control for Mater Dei.
I would think after the way that Askew goes down in a heap under the basket, I would think the next time Askew gets it, he might just shoot it. We're going to get a foul off the ball on Hubbard, I guess. Oh, no, sorry. That's on Hinton. But away from the basketball again.
For Mater Dei, back in goes Logan Cremonesi.
Cremonesi has checked in. Breedenbach goes out.
I don't think Coach McKnight liked the one-legged Dirk Nowitzki
I don't think so
fadeaway.
Especially since it was an air ball. Sometimes you can take a bad shot. If it goes in, the coach will cringe, but he won't say anything.
Well said, well said. I looked over at the Mater Dei Brain Trust as that ball was sailing toward the baseline, and everybody was just had a look of complete disbelief, and Will's not the kind of player that does that very often.
Inbounded to Evans. Mater Dei in their familiar red.
I think they'll run something for Askew here.
Always a good idea to get it into number five's hands.
Yeah, especially with the last couple of shots from the bigs, a little bit errant.
Askew for three. That's off the iron. You just get the sense that Harvard Westlake's going to hit some shots. Let's see if they can hit a three here. Oh. In and out for Hinton. He had a clean look.
Oh, that's 5 points that they didn't get on the open one for Huggins, and then the good-looking three that rimmed out.
Askew gets a pick from Davidson. What a block by Huggins. Terrific effort defensively by the freshman. He's on the floor because Hooks is in foul trouble with the 4 personals. See what the freshman can do offensively. Turn it over. Cremonesi doing a nice job defensively.
He's a wonderful blue-collar player. He doesn't care if he ever gets a shot. He's going to rebound and defend and set screens. You got to have one of those if you're going to be a championship team.
Hornery to Askew. Nearly lost Hinton. Adam did a nice job to make up the ground. There's a nice feed that surprised Cremonesi.
Yeah, it did. Askew normally will take that and finish it himself, and I think that's what Cremonesi thought.
One thing about this star, Askew, he's so unselfish.
Well, and he's so skilled. He can get anywhere on the court that he wants to with the bounce, and then his ability to elevate and score through contact. But I think Mater Dei is used to him finishing on a play like that.
Hubbard from downtown. Breedenbach, who's just checked in, claims the rebound.
It could be 39-33 rather easily for Harvard Westlake, but they're just not making shots. Their defense has been marvelous here in the third. Mater Dei only with 8 third-quarter points.
Breedenbach posting up inside.
Good double by Gettings.
Evans. That went up, over, and out. Well, we have 1:27 left in the third. You know what Harvard Westlake is thinking. If they can get it inside of double digits, they're still in the hunt.
Yeah, because then you can bring Hooks back in, try to get as many minutes as you can out of him with the 4 fouls. But, man, oh man, the defense has been superb here for Coach Rabibo in the third. The offense just hasn't come along. It's a 9-8 third quarter.
Down low to Gettings. Working against Breedenbach, and he's blocked it out of bounds. Nice play by Will.
Yeah, Will's really long. I mean, that sounds silly when you're 6'9", but he has really long arms. Probably has about a 7-foot wingspan.
Timeout taken by Rabibo, a 30-second timeout. Harvard Westlake down a dozen.
See, this is why I'm not 100% sure it's even advantageous to throw the ball into the post, because without Hooks in there, even from point-blank range, Mater Dei has a chance of snuffing it. So I would go inside out. Get the ball in the paint, collapse the defense, kick it back out, somebody shoots a 3.
Some great 44s, as you all know in sports. Mason Hooks, where does he land in the pantheon of great 44s?
Well, nowhere with that bunch on the left, not yet. Mason's going to be a fine player, and he's going to go to Princeton, and that's the perfect place for him. But look at those, the greatness of the number 44 in a variety of sports. I mean, Jerry West, one of those guys, I think a lot of old-time players probably couldn't play in today's game, but Jerry West would have been an all-star in today's game, and he played, 40 years ago?
Holden McRae off balance. Every shot contested. Mater Dei's doing a terrific job getting the hands up.
Yep. And that's why I just don't know if I would even bother with that without Hooks in there. Unless you got a layup, kick it back out.
Evans on the handoff from Breedenbach.
Mater Dei being very patient in this quarter as well, which even if they don't score, they're running clock.
Breedenbach knocks down the 2-ball. Inside the 3-point line, but it builds the lead to 14.
Yeah, they weren't going to be stuck on 39 forever.
Thrower for 3. Cameron Thrower, and he's fired up about making that J.
Last shot time for Mater Dei, and I think Askew, who's done a wonderful job this season at letting the game slow down a little bit. Yeah, he understands, I think, more time and space than he did last year, and he'll make sure they get the last shot.
Yeah, he has 12 points tonight. Going to work. Breedenbach for 2 in a row. Will Breedenbach. Oh, that's a big hit. Thrower from backcourt. Got it there, but a little bit too hard. So Will Breedenbach, a couple nice shots at the end of the third quarter, and Mater Dei continues to play sterling basketball in the open division on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Here's the scary truth. It's easy to say beat Trump. It's going to be harder to do. We need someone who has the clout, toughness, and record of getting things done. Mike Bloomberg. who brought a city back after 9/11 and has taken on bully after bully to do what's right. Because the first thing that needs to get done is winning, and that means beating the biggest bully of all. The gloves are off, but the fight is on.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
The CIF Southern Section Ford Open Division Championships on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Visit PacificSurfliner.com and hug the coast. 8 minutes. Mater Dei's very close to earning the berth into the CIF Southern Section final game. Can Harvard Westlake rally in their own building? Will Breedenbach, who's going to take the ball out right in front of us, Professor, hit 2 key shots at the end of the third.
He certainly did, Randy, and that's when Mater Dei was stuck on 39 for about 3 minutes. And I think that was Harvard Westlake's best chance at getting this thing into single digits, and they just couldn't score the ball. Mater Dei is going to be tough. They're well coached. They're a seasoned group. 14 up. They're going to take clock. They're going to take good shots.
Breedenbach checked at the baseline by Getty. Askew looking to orchestrate with 13 on the shot clock. Finds Breedenbach, who cut to the goal and scored. Again, Askew finding Breedenbach, who cut right to the cup.
Yep, very patient by Askew. He could have shot a forced shot himself. Instead, Breedenbach with a timely cut. And the delivery by Askew, and will finish.
Dante Russell too strong with that 3 ball, and a whistle will keep it at this end.
And we wondered, Randy, during the break when we'd see Hooks again, and you said it. You said it right away, and here he comes. And this is pretty much the ball game. If Hooks can stay out there, if he can stay out there and play the last 7-14, Harvard Westlake's got a chance. Dave
Rabibos won a CIF and state championship here. Coached at El Camino, his alma mater, won an LA City crown when he's the head guy for the Conquistadors. Done a wonderful job here, but his team is down 16. Time to go to work as we approach 7 minutes to play. Thrower threw that one right through the hands of Hooks. Just not their night so far.
No, they look out of sorts, and Hooks had acknowledged to Thrower that it was Mason's bad there. He's got to have his hands ready to catch that, and normally he's got great soft hands, catches everything. That one slipped right through.
Pressure in the backcourt. Thrower and Prukop had it taken away. Dotton will have an easy dunk. Well, maybe that will get Harvard Westlake going.
That's why Coach Rabibo wanted the full court pressure earlier. Here they go again.
Another steal. Thrower to Hubbard, who scores. They're starting to come alive here. The press bothering Mater Dei, and Gary McKnight gets off his chair and says, we need a timeout right now. 6:28 left, and suddenly Harvard Westlake has woken up.
Well, it's so funny sometimes how teams they all play better as Dotton finishes when their leader is on the floor. Hooks comes on the floor. He hasn't really done anything, but the rest of the team suddenly plays with more confidence, and you can see it in their body language. The pressure defense creates a couple of turnovers, and they get a couple of easy ones. And Coach McKnight didn't win 1,160 games by luck. He saw the momentum switching. He's not going to. Some coaches would let it get inside of 10 before and let their team kind of work things out. No. McKnight says, no, I don't like the way the last 2 possessions went. We're going to put on our press break offense, and he took control of that negative situation immediately.
We saw against Corona Centennial, the Huskies pressure you all over the court. Mater Dei struggle early, had 3 turnovers in the first couple minutes. Then they adjusted to the pressure and broke it when the Huskies were applying it. What do you expect to see here in terms of the press break from the Monarchs?
Well, I think the idea will be to try to get the ball into the middle of the court to one of the bigs. That's always the best place to break any kind of press, whether it's man-to-man, whether it's a diamond, whether it's 2-2-1, whatever it is. Get the ball in the middle of the court, and if you can get it to a big, and Mater Dei's got enough of those, then they don't have to bring the ball down to the floor to make themselves smaller. Pass over the top. There shouldn't be a lot of dribbling in this particular press break, and I expect you'll see Mater Dei. It looks like Breedenbach's going to take that role of being in the center jump circle. I expect that second pass to go to Will.
Hornery will trigger it in for Mater Dei. Inbounds it to Askew. And back to Hornery. That's a terrific job of breaking the pressure. And now they can set it up in the half-court game with Askew.
Yeah, they don't have to be in any hurry.
Yeah, time is certainly an ally of Mater Dei. Hornery, who shot it well tonight. Hustle play and a tie-up.
Possession arrow in favor of Harvard Westlake.
How about Hooks diving in there with the 4 fouls?
Oh, I tell you, my heart was in my throat on that one, because that's how you pick up one of those inadvertent fouls.
That's caution to the wind. All caution to the wind as Hooks diving in after the fact.
But that's the kind of thing where the referee might just interpret that the wrong way and call a foul, and then Mason will be sitting next to Coach Revivo the rest of the night. But here's a chance now. A 3 gets it to a single-digit game.
Yeah, for all their problems tonight shooting the ball, Harvard Westlake's still alive.
Because of their defense in the second half.
Hooks posting up against Davidson. There's the hook for 2 for Mason Hooks.
He was patient. He tried going right. That was sealed off. Came back to the left, and that was pretty.
9 points for Mason. Lead shaved to 10. Can Harvard Westlake come all the way back against this potent and talented Mater Dei team? Breedenbach looking for Evans. Now Askew. There's the 3 from Devin Askew. The money ball from the All-Star.
The cream rising to the top again. I mean, that's what makes him one of the best players in the country.
Hubbard to thrower. Askew with 15 points. And he's assisted on so many buckets tonight. Hooks, who's capable from outside. That one just rims off. And Askew back the other way with a pass to Evans.
Breedenbach went down hard and is late to the party. He's definitely laboring.
He's not 100%. He's been limping the last couple of games.
Yeah, and he fell very hard on that last exchange.
Evans for 3. It's in. The shooter's touch for Ryan Evans.
And
his first point since the first couple minutes of the game.
Yeah, and that's why they're champions 23 times, is because Harvard Westlake was stealing the momentum, had cut it to 10, and now it's back to 16 after 3s by Askew and Evans.
Thrower the other way. Cameron Thrower rattles in the deep triple. Boy, that was from long range. 10 points for Thrower, 52-49. Mater Dei by 13, closing in on the Open Division Final. They're looking great on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Media timeout underway. Media timeout.
Hi, Wingstop.
Thanks.
Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it. And neither will you. When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Kids can't learn in classrooms that literally make them sick. But aging California schools expose students to toxic mold, asbestos, and lead in the drinking water, increasing risks for asthma and even cancer. That's why I'm joining teachers, nurses, and firefighters to say yes on Prop 13. 13 fixes local school buildings, removes hazardous materials, and upgrades emergency systems for the next natural disaster. For safe schools and healthy kids, yes on 13.
I work hard and I want my money to work hard too. So I use my Freedom Unlimited card. Even when I'm spending, I'm earning 1.5% cash back on everything I buy. Earning on headphones. Earning. Still earning. Always earning.
I don't know where you're pointing.
Not that one, the big one. You can't sneak a good earning opportunity past me. In fact, I got a hand modeling gig that starts right now. Earn 1.5% cash back on everything you buy with Freedom Unlimited. Ooh, my hands look good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Final 4 minutes and change here at Harvard Westlake. Here's what's in store. LA Southwest College is the place to be tomorrow night. Here are the semifinals of the LA City section. There's number 1 and number 2, Fairfax and Westchester in different brackets, although King Drew has a very strong team, Professor. We'll have the championship game next Saturday night at 7:30 right here on KDOC.
Yes, we will, and it's kind of funny. In a year where we thought the LA City section had a lot more teams that had a chance to get into the semifinals than normal, it's the teams that I think most of us expected to get to the semifinals that have survived. And don't sell that King Drew team short. I saw them give Fairfax all they wanted in a 1-point loss in a game that King Drew, by all accounts, should have won. So if it's Fairfax, Westchester, if it's any of that combination, we're in for a very entertaining game.
Yeah, we can't go wrong. Fidelis Okereke, a 6'6" wing, is terrific for King Drew. He's had 5 triple-doubles this year. Inside Davidson, and one. What a great acrobatic shot for Davidson.
The size differential has really been a major factor in this game. You can see that Davidson, with that good low post position, it's just a drop step, uses the rim to shield it from the defender. Mater Dei has answered the challenge after Harvard Westlake cut it to 46-36. It's been a 9-3 run by the Monarchs. That's why they have that championship pedigree.
It's looking like Mater Dei and Sierra Canyon in the championship game on Friday night for the Southern Section crown. Here's the jump shot. The smooth operator, Adam Hinton. He's got a nice deep jump shot.
They do. That's why it was so perplexing that they couldn't throw it in the ocean in the first half. They have shooters.
Hinton has 3 triples tonight. Greenbach kicks it back out to Evans. Look at the ball movement. And Hornery rattles that one in and out. That's a break for Harvard Westlake. They need to go quickly.
And they almost can't afford any empty trips now.
Hooks looking for someone. He says, I'm going to go one-on-one around Davidson, but missed it.
I think he did himself a disservice by trying to go underneath the hoop. I think if he just powers that through contact on the left side of the hoop, he might have got a basket and won.
Askew and Hubbard. Askew just exploring. Spencer Hubbard with the steal. Hit and knocked down by Hornery.
Well, I guess they called the 3rd foul against him.
It took a while, didn't it?
Yeah, he got hit a couple times. We'll see it again. Good play by Hubbard. There's the 1st foul. There's the 2nd foul. So they got one eventually.
3 fouls on Hornery, but that's academic at this point with 2:44 to play. And Mater Dei by 14. Dave Rabibo knows he's going to the state tournament, doesn't know what his seed's going to be, and a loss here tonight's going to hurt their seeding, one would imagine, in the CIF Southern Section Regional Championships.
Well, it certainly looks, after Centennial defeated Rancho Christian tonight, there's going to be 3 teams in Pool B that are 1 and 2. So how the state sorts that out will be quite interesting.
One thing we do know, Mater Dei is going to be a high seed, going 3-0 in the pool, unless Harvard Westlake can pull a rabbit out of the hat.
The Monarchs are going to get some home games in state after playing 2 years in a row in the open division without any home games. They're going to get back to the Morello Center and play some state games in their own arena.
They've been road warriors in this tournament. About to win 3 games on the road at Corona Centennial, at Rancho Christian, and at Harvard Westlake. That's so impressive.
Yes, I mean, that cannot be understated. These are good teams that they are beating in hostile circumstances.
With a great player in Devin Askew, up to 18 points.
Best player on the floor again tonight, as he has been throughout the playoffs.
Mater Dei so battle-tested. Doughton against Askew, and a foul as Doughton went to work. There's Devin Askew. What a game, 18 points, but he's been so unselfish with some terrific passes.
He has all the skills. Some nights seems to be a little more offensively concerned than maybe a point guard should be. But then there's nights like he had against Rancho Christian where are you going to tell him not to shoot when he goes 14 for 18?
Well, he's a player that does what the team needs.
Yes, exactly right.
If the Monarchs need points, he gives you points.
Yep.
If he needs you to assist, he'll do that. You need great defense, he'll battle at that end as well.
Yeah, that's really well said, Randy. I think sometimes people are a little critical of Devin's overall game at times, but I just think he's a winner. He's just a guy who does what it takes.
Well, Mason Hooks has come off the floor. Rabiba wants a quick team out there trying to steal the ball.
Sure, and maybe he'll do some defense, offensive substitution kind of thing. But yeah, he can't have Hooks out there on defense where he can collect that fifth. But time running out. Mater Dei's smart. They're going to run clock. They're not going to take any. Well, just
Askew for three. Rebound, Breedenbach. He scores, and he's going to the free throw line. Will Breedenbach's had a strong second half. Will has 13, shooting for 14, and I sense that he's under 100%, but he gives you 100%.
Oh, he's a warrior. I love Will's game, and I think he's just scratching the surface of how good he's going to be next year. But I got to laugh at that. I'm talking about how Askew's not going to take a quick shot, and he launches one from 30 with 16 on the shot clock. Maybe not the best decision that Devin's made all night, but Breedenbach rescued him with the offensive rebound and the stick back.
61-44. How impressive is this for Mater Dei? And that big second quarter, and they have not looked back.
No, one time Harvard Westlake got it within 10, and it looked like they might make a run. And first Askew and then Evans answered with threes, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Askew got the rebound and comes up the floor and is fouled.
Third personal, 6 team foul.
Only the 6th team foul, so we're going to have some backup players come in for Mater Dei. Yeah, Gus Yalden, number 34, comes in. Haven't seen Gus.
Gus the Bus. This guy's got a YouTube reputation already, and he seldom plays, but he'll play a lot next year. A very talented young man from what everyone tells me. It's just hard to get minutes this year in the front line for Mater Dei.
He throws quite a pick, though, I'll tell you that. Askew gives it off to Cremonesi, and a steal by Adam Hinton. There he goes. Adam will dunk it through. So the only thing in doubt here is the final score. It's going to be Mater Dei and Sierra Canyon. There's a touch foul taken by Hinton on Cremonesi. That's 17 fouls, I believe, now. And that'll send Logan to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Well, it didn't go the way Harvard Westlake wanted it to, obviously. But, don't hang your head. This was your first trip to the Open Division. You went 1-2. You're going to the state playoffs. Everybody in the Open Division qualifies automatically. And so their season is far from over. And they learned a little bit tonight. They learned what it takes to beat the best, and you gotta bring it for 32 minutes. Harvard Westlake played really well for about 16 of those, but that second quarter just killed them.
Yeah, tremendous performance by the Monarchs. Doughton, well, that's hard to do. Stick it in the iron like that.
And if that isn't emblematic of the night for Harvard Westlake, I don't know what is. You could stand there and shoot 100 of those, and the chances of you sticking it, wedging it in there like that is really remote.
All the backups are in for the final 41 seconds.
And the sellout crowd here at Harvard Westlake High School giving their troops a much-deserved standing ovation. This has been a remarkable season for Harvard Westlake, and it will continue in the state playoffs. And so their fans showing their approval.
I would imagine you didn't think this group of athletes would be out there at the end of the game.
No, I did not expect to see Justin Daniels and Gabriel Creat.
There's your guy, though, powering up, showing impressive skills. Gus Yalded at 6'8" and 220 pounds.
Well, and you can see how much the team likes him. Everybody on the team up smiling, giving him high fives, chest bumps, et cetera, et cetera. That's a name to remember, everybody, next year. Gus Yalded, 6'8", 220 freshman, and he's, what everybody tells me, he's going to be something.
I think Bruce Rollinson might think about bringing him out on the football team.
Yeah, Gary better keep him out of Bruce's eyesight.
65-46. Mater Dei about to improve to 25-6. Harvard-Westlake will fall to 24-6. And for all the Mater Dei detractors, for all what we heard throughout the season, how it wasn't their kind of year, and they underachieved. Now you look back at things. They're back in the CIF Southern Section 4 championship game. They go 3-0 in the pool on the road. They're up to 25 wins. They won the Trinity League. So what's so bad, Professor?
Well, you know, because they lost 6 games, and that's so rare. Mater Dei seldom loses 6 times. And it was the way they were losing. They were losing games, and they looked kind of disconnected. It didn't look like the team chemistry was particularly as good as some of the Mater Dei teams of the past. And so this Mater Dei team is gelled at just the right time. Throw that record completely out the window now.
I want to remind everyone that you can watch highlights of past games and games in their entirety on KDOC.TV. And you could maybe break down Mater Dei and Sierra Canyon because we have games involving both of them. Some great moments throughout the year. KDOC.TV. This one's now going to end. Couillette runs out the clock. 55-46. A 19-point lead for Devin Askew and his club. Davidson with a wonderful layup. We'll come back with our Wingstop player of the game and some parting thoughts after this from Pacific Surfliners Game of the Week on KDOC.
I can't believe that's really the APR.
I gotta tell you, that's a great deal, or it looks like you could drive away with some serious cash in your pocket.
Believe that?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta say, I do like cash in my pocket.
I know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, either way, it's a great deal.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, Wingstop.
Thanks.
Tonight, turn it up with 11 flavors so intense your dinner won't know what hit it. And neither will you. When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Experience Angels baseball and cheer on your favorite Halos, including the reigning American League MVP, Mike Trout. Enjoy unique giveaways, family-friendly events, exciting opponents, and more. Tickets start as low as $10 per seat per game. Call 714-4-ANGELS or visit angels.com to purchase your tickets today.
I mean, I can't believe that's really the APR.
I gotta tell you, that's a great deal, or it looks like you could drive away with some serious cash in your
Believe
pocket.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta say, I do like cash in my pocket.
I know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, either way, it's a great deal.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, from Studio City, you see the final score. Mater Dei by 19, 65-46. Monarchs get their 25th victory of the season. More importantly, 3-0 in the pool. Here's our Wingstop player of the game. But you knew that when we went to the break that it would be Devin Askew. 18 points, a bundle of assists. And Devin, congratulations. You guys are road warriors. Why is your basketball team so strong away from Santa Ana?
Because we want to come home. When we get home, we want to come back with a W. We don't want to come back sad. So anytime we're on the road, we got to go out. We got to fight harder every game.
For so long this year, we heard that Mater Dei was underachieving. I would imagine when it came to playoff time, you guys said, hey, let's put the regular season in the back, in the rear view mirror. This is our time.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Just exactly how you said it. The regular season, it wasn't our best regular season, but we know our chemistry. We know our team and what we can do, and we just said put all the other stuff in the past behind us and let's move on. Let's come out strong like how we were.
You scored 43 points in the last game. Tonight you were the distributor.
Yes, sir.
You like scoring? Obviously you love going 14 for 18 the other night. I get that. Or do you like passing and getting the assist?
I like it both. Whatever comes to me. However the game presents itself to me, that's what I'll do. If it's if they're double teaming, hedging hard on ball screens, I know it's my time to get the ball up and make my teammates better.
Sierra Canyon won tonight.
Yes,
That's
sir.
who you're going to play in the championship. Sierra Canyon won 73-62 in the other bracket over Etowanda.
Yes.
Your thoughts on playing those guys? You're a veteran player. You've seen all the guys.
Yes.
How do you match up the game?
Just play at our own pace. Don't get sped up. They're going to try to speed us up. I'm already knowing. If we play at our own pace and we play together, it's going to be tough to beat us.
Devin asked you down the road, you're going to the University of Kentucky. Talk about the choice of Lexington.
I just felt that it was the best place for me. It has everything I want. All the coaching staff, they know my goals, and I just felt it was the best fit for me.
Before I let you go, my analyst here, the Professor Paul Westphal, said you're a winner.
Yes, sir.
Why is Devin Askew a winner?
Because every game I'm going to go out swinging. Whether we're down 20 in the fourth quarter, down 5 in the fourth quarter, people are going to know I'm on the court, and I try my best to help my team win. Even if we lose, they're going to know, dang, that Mater Dei team together as a team came out and fought. So that's every game, and the mindset never changes no matter who we play. The goal is to win.
Well, you did a great job in this tournament. Good luck. You got one more big one, and then you got this state, and I'm sure you're excited about that opportunity as well. Congratulations,
Thank
Devin.
you.
18 tonight, but he did everything well. Devin Askew was the setup guy. He was the scorer. He made big buckets when they had to have it and did a nice job at the defensive end. I want to thank everyone. In fact, as we roll out tonight, you're going to see our crew, the names who make these games possible. This is our final CIF Southern Section game. Of course, next week we'll have the city championship game from LA Southwest. I know you're loving these highlights. Devin Askew and company. Mater Dei defeats Harvard Westlake 65-46. For our entire David Otta crew, my new analyst, Devin Askew, the old analyst, Paul Westphal. I'm Randy Rosenblum. So long till next week. Good night, everyone. Congratulations. Mater Dei into the final.